Bang, bang, bang. It's that time, folks. The Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's gone downhill to here. The race number 12 championship race for the Season 3 of the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Premier Series. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Booty Scoot Racing Channel live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. These drivers are getting ready to tackle on a 1.52 mile mile and a half asphalt length oval for the championship race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel live right here on the TikTok platform and posted over to the YouTube page for you guys to be able to go check out over there. Welcome down to the main broadcast cam and welcome into the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A hot ass day to go racing. It's definitely going to be a factor here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel as we bring up the weather report here tonight. 88 degrees here in the sandy desert out west in Nevada, ladies and gentlemen. 9 mile per hour wind blowing here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway with humidity about 11%. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a very, very, very hot day inside of the race cars. We'll have all of the broadcast cams inside of those driver cams so you're able to watch your favorite driver kick it off here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it all came down to this point here tonight. The championship races, if I could ever spit it out of my mouth, will bring up the Season 4 schedule. That will be happening here. The signups will go live at the conclusion of the checker flag here tonight inside of the Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have you a QR code here in just a moment to be able to take a screenshot and get yourself added in automatically through the Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, we will kick it off at the Atlanta Motor Speedway with the dual races coming back in action a couple weeks from now. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like qualifying is complete. We are getting ready to get down on the main broadcast cam. This will be your starting 12 drivers and your beginning 6 rows. Looks like Ty McIntosh is going to be he's going to be the pole sitter here tonight from Asheville, North Carolina. That'll be his first pole here in the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. So as these guys continue to pull into their race cars here, everybody loading in here tonight. Looks like we will have all of the playoff drama here to you in just a moment. These guys are going to have to try to work it out here tonight and try to figure out what the hell is going to take place here. If these guys have a chance at the victory lane, do you go for it? And what do I expect these drivers to do? I really expect these drivers to hang it all out here tonight. It doesn't matter what it takes to go to victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're still waiting on a couple more drivers to head on into their race cars and strap in. Ladies and gentlemen, see if we can't go on board with some of these guys as they get ready to kick up and fire up the race cars here. The driver command is right around the corner. You're on board with Ty Robertson inside of his number 9 Camaro. He'll have one of our cams here tonight. Nicholas Maynard in this 02 machine. He'll have one of our cams, as well as Virgil Perriman and Logan Perriman. So these two guys, father and son combo, out here in the field tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like the green flag's getting ready to fly here momentarily. We're going to get tonight's driver introduction portion parts kicked off here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, and we'll get the music cut down so you can hear us quite well. Driving on the pole, the number 18 machine from Asheville, North Carolina. That's the number 18 of Ty McIntosh. And on the outside of him, he likes cars from Bristol, Tennessee. That's Everett Larson. Starting in the second row, third place spot from Wolford, South Carolina. Driver the number 02 Menards Toyota Supra. That's Nicholas Maynard. On the outside of him will be the number 9 Eliminate Cabinet Company Chevy Camaro from Coleman, Alabama of Ty Robertson. Ty Robertson will be one of the 3 drivers in contention here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the championship. We'll keep all of you updated as tonight keeps going. On the inside of him will be the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Camaro of Carter Jackson. Behind him will be the number 5 Ranch Fuel Camaro from Greer, South Carolina, Chase Johnson. And behind him will be the number 55 U.S. Army Toyota Supra from Burnside, Kentucky of Michael Durham Jr. And behind him, driving the number 19 Eagle 1 Valvoline Ford Mustang from Ranger, Georgia, Michael Ponder Jr. On the inside of him will be the number 42 Supra from Japez, Kentucky. That's the Marble Red Machine of Virgil Perriman. Coming back here into getting his place in the field after having some complications there to start off tonight's event. The Greer, South Carolina driver, the boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. And rounding out the 9th place spot from Nancy, Kentucky, driving the Progressive Insurance Toyota Supra, Logan Perriman. And driving the number 8 from Spartanburg, South Carolina, that's the number 8, Chase Johnson Racing, Maccabee Auto Services of Grimmy, Brandon Maccabee. Behind him will be the number 66 NR3 Designs MND Motorsports 66 Camaro of Neil the Ruthless Rutt. Neil Rutt will be also in contention here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for an attempt to go for the champion. He is about 35 to 40 points back. Behind him will be the number 15 Toyota Supra, Red Bull on board this week of Andrew Parnell. And rounding out shotgun tail end of the field here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel from Tacoma, North Carolina. That's the Midwest E Motorsports Atlantic Cabinet Company 14 of Dagan Barnes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take at least one more lap around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are crowning our champion here tonight for Season 3 of the Madness Racing League. And I think it's only right we get you down on the racetrack and get you the keys of the race here tonight. If you're going to want to go to victory lane, you're going to have to do these 4 damn things. Oh, 3 things. Looks like they've double copy pasted me here and got me set up for failure. Progressive banking is going to be one of the keys of the race here with 4 sets of tires. 0 fast repairs and 120 laps here tonight to decide the championship race. A sketchy pit road. We will bring all of those details to you here in just a moment. Hopefully we can get some green flag pit stops underneath our belt. They're going to be slipping and sliding through that very, very slippery pit road. And finally, you're going to want to try to survive the day to night change here. We will be underneath the lights at the conclusion of the checker flag. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking to get inside of the Madness Racing League, like it and what you're seeing on the video right in front of your screen, make sure you take a screenshot of the QR code right now. This will get you taken straight to the Discord, get yourself applied to the application process, and get you out here inside of the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Free to join, free to race at the current moment, subject to change. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to kick off the Season 3 Championship. 12 races are in the book. This is what it's come down to. 10 drivers made the playoff. Some of them couldn't make it all the way through, so they've fallen way far behind. But 3 realistical drivers have a shot at it here tonight. It'll be Everett Larson on the outside front row. He'll have a shot at it. It'll be Neil running that 66 machine, as well as the number 9 of Ty Robertson. Green flag is getting ready to fly in the air at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You have yourself a virtual championship race. Working lap number 1 here, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway off the exit of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Maynard grabs the 2nd place spot behind Ty McIntosh, the Asheville, North Carolina, number 45 driver, way out front here, this Toyota Supra. He's got the Beats design on board, the Supra down the bottom side of the racetrack. That's 2 Supras battling door to door for the race lead. Heading across the front straightaway here at Las Vegas. Make sure you grab your wallet, roll the dice. Things are going to get tricky here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, climbing the banking through turns 1 and 2. Maynard to the outside of Ty McIntosh. Looking to get a run off the exit of turn 2. They'll climb the banking. Off the exit of turn 2, Maynard's big looks, but he's able to hold on to the race car. It's a drag race down the back straightaway. Maynard's able to clear himself for the race lead, but here comes Everett Larson looking to fill in the 3rd place spot. 4th and 5th place position right here. Battle for the 6th place spot. That's Carter Jackson door to door. It looks like going to be Showtime Chase Johnson. They'll work door to door across the front straightaway. Lap number 3 is on our way here tonight for the Season 3 Championship race. Nicholas Maynard has the race lead. Ty McIntosh here in the 2nd place spot, followed by Everett Larson in the 3rd place spot. Guys are battling, handling conditions quick and early here. And we got guys battling back here, riding on board with Virgil Perriman inside of this number 42 Toyota Supra. Virgil Perriman trying everything he knows possible to get himself up to the front. Looking at the temperature gauge inside of this race car, that's going to be an issue here tonight. We talked to some of these drivers in the garage earlier tonight in tonight's event, and they told us that the humidity and the sun out here being 88 degrees come dropper of the green flag here tonight could definitely affect the handling and the temperature inside of these race cars. And I'm already hearing a little bit of chatter over the radio. Ty McIntosh moving from the front half pole position back here to the 6th place spot, battling door to door with Michael Durham Jr. Chase Johnson clears himself for the 3rd place spot. Jackson grabs the 2nd place spot. Maynard leads another lap here on the Xfinity Series Season 3 Championship race. We're door to door, single file here, trying to work another lap and climb the banking through turns 1 and 2, and whoa! Ty McIntosh almost grabbed that left rear quarter panel of Michael Durham Jr. Durham Jr. is on the way up and moving. It looks like a field full of Toyota Supras and Chevy bow ties here tonight at Las Vegas with one Ford Blue Oval in the field. That solo Blue Oval is going to be Michael Bonder Jr. and that number 13 machine back there. Ty Robertson running for the championship here in Season 3. He's currently scored as the championship leader inside of this number 9 Atlantic Cabinet Company Chevy Camaro, Ty Robertson from Coleman, Alabama has got 4 wins on the regular season. He's holding about a 21-point standing lead over Everett Larson, who's currently scored in the 4th place spot of this 0-1 Stack Your Pennies podcast Camaro. Ty Robertson's going to have to make something shake. The guy he's going to have to worry about here tonight will be this number 66 of Neil Rutt III. Neil Rutt III starting from the back half of the field here tonight, choosing to try to hard charge his way up through the field. That'll be an extra plus 20 bonus points to his total score. If he can do that right now, he'll battle door to door with the 23 machine of John Michael Bryant, lap number 7 here of the Season 3 Championship race live at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. If you're loving what you're seeing, slap those hands, stomp those feet. You are getting ready to watch some of the most epic racing here inside of the iRacing platform. $10 a month can get you out here live on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. Climbing the banking through turns 1 and 2. Carter Jackson slowly emerging to the back bumper of Nicholas Maynard here on the exit of turn 3 and 4. Chatter here, it looks like we got smoke up in the air, and the caution flag is out. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Early, we got smoke flowing all over the, top half of the field. We will back that ass up for the instant replay, and it's smoke out of the number 42 of Virgil Perriman. No! Talking about earlier how the temperatures could be raising and affecting the cars here tonight. Looks like Virgil Perriman is already experiencing. He's smoking up down pit lane. Virgil Perriman smoking down pit lane. He'll drop fluid all over the racetrack inside of this number 42 Toyota Supra. We'll back that ass up one more time. We'll see if we can't back it up here with Virgil Perriman and see where things went wrong with Virgil. Smoke piling out this number 42 Supra. It's just up in smoke across the front straightaway. We'll take a look and listen. You hear it drop a cylinder right there going into turn 1. Virgil Perriman not sure what's going on. He's trying to slow the car down, get it under control. Smoke starts piling out the back half of the number 42 Supra. In the caution flag, they try to keep it, but fluid's going to be all over this back straightaway. Virgil Perriman screaming to the team that he don't know there's a fire inside of the cockpit. Virgil Perriman must have dropped his cigarette or something in there. He needs to climb out of that race car quick and early. So as Virgil Perriman brought that thing down on the pit lane, you see the flames underneath it. That thing is absolutely up in smoke. Peter, the pace car, was waiting for the caution flag to be thrown to indicate his way here. Maynard and then was battling it out here. Virgil Perriman, this is where we caught up with that replay earlier, was coming down on the pit lane. So a smart call there from the race admin here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to throw the the caution flag with the fluid all over the racetrack. Virgil Perriman will even miss his pit box here, looking back at the replay inside of this number 42, and they're trying to get this guy up and out of the pit box. Look at it, up in smoke on the pit straightaway. Maynard had the race lead here off the exit of turn 2. They'll be behind Peter, the pace car. That's a terrible looking shot there. Caution flag out for the first time here tonight in the championship race. Virgil Perriman blows a motor, and I'm not talking alcoholic-wise either. Back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoop Racing channel, live on the main broadcast cam. Underneath that caution flag for the first time here, it looks like Virgil Pearman has smoked up the front straightaway here after dropping a cylinder and then the motor expiring there off the exit of turn 2. He is down on the pit lane. We got a couple more takers bringing it down as well. John Michael Bryant, Logan Pearman, the son of Virgil Pearman, will bring it down on the pit lane. Ponder will bring it down, and so will Andrew Parnell. Dagan Barnes will slide into his pit box. Virgil Pearman is up and out of that race car, folks, so no need to worry. He will be escaping it immediately, and he did not suffer any kind of burns or damages to his bodily injuries. John Michael Bryant will win the battle off pit road over Michael Ponder Jr. Logan Pearman and these boys still waiting to come off of pit lane at the current moment. Andrew Parnell stuck down here on pit lane. He'll work his way off of the pit exit here. So will John Michael Bryant. They'll have to come off the exit of turn 2 down the back straightaway. That's where the pace car is, led by the kid of Nicholas Maynard from Wilford, South Carolina. Took the race lead there early here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He's led 10 laps here tonight inside of this Menards Toyota Supra 02 machine for Team Penske Development. Behind him is the number 2 Genuine Miller Lite Draft from Rising Sun Racing's of Carter Jackson from Gattega. Carter Jackson trying to make his way up through the field here. He has not won an Xfinity Series race since the Kansas Motor Speedway back in Season 2, where he won that motherfucker on pure fuel strategy. I remember it, guys. We're running out of fuel left and right coming to the checkered flag. Carter Jackson was the only one still alive that night. Chase Johnson, the only championship this kid's missing is this Xfinity Series, and it'll be another season before Chase Johnson will get a crack at that championship again. Chase Johnson has a championship in the Truck Series and the Cup Series. He's only missing this Xfinity Series championship. Chase Johnson comes into tonight's event a minus 120-something odd points. The number 5 wrench machine will have to work his way up through the field here. The wrench field number 5 team talked to Chase Johnson in the garage earlier. Their strategy here tonight was to try to run it as long as possible and make these guys wear the tires out and try to win it on the pit strategy call. The guy to the outside here, second row, will be the 01 from Bristol, Tennessee, the 15-year-old of Everett Larson. Everett Larson scored second in the standings here inside of the playoffs. He needs to have a great day here. He needs to make up 21 points over the number 9 Atlantic Cabinet Company of Ty Robertson. Ty Robertson currently standing on the top side of the racetrack right behind him in this blue and number 9 Chevy Camaro. These two guys will have a crack at the championship, and right behind him will be Neil Rutt III. He's still in striking distance, 40-something points out here from the race lead, but it is not out. Anything can happen here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Nicholas Maynard will lead him back to the Geico restart zone. He'll be in control of the restart. Peter, the pace car, will hang the left down on the pit lane. Nicholas Maynard through the Geico restart zone. The lights are on here at Las Vegas. The sun is going down here in the desert. Green flag back in the air here at Las Vegas. Climbing up the banking through turns 1 and 2. Carter Jackson elects to go to the middle to the top side of the racetrack. Chase Johnson plugs the hole down below. He'll slide it through the second place position. It'll be Maynard, Johnson, Durham, Jackson, Larson down the top 5 down the back straightaway. Larson will look to move to the bottom side of the racetrack. Jackson will move back to the top side. Durham moves into the third place position. Chase Johnson trying to run down the 02 of Nicholas Maynard, heading down across the front straightaway. Chase Johnson's eyes fully lit up inside of this number 5 machine. He is trying to run down for the race lead off the exit of turn 2. Nose to tail, single file off the exit of turn 2. The whole field is in tow. Behind them will be Michael Ponder Jr. That Ford Mustang. He'll lead out the tail half of the field, followed by John Michael Bryant and Brandon McAbee. Brandon McAbee, breaking news from the garage called here. Brandon McAbee was doing our pre-race show, rapping his favorite songs. He is a local artist in Spartanburg, South Carolina. He was our pre-race show. Corey Tessner not able to compete here tonight. They asked Brandon McAbee if he would be willing to jump inside of the race car for Chase Johnson Racing. There will be no points scored for Corey Tessner, but Brandon McAbee took the ride here tonight, trying to prove his name for Chase Johnson Racing. His Season 4 signups will go live after the checkered flag here tonight. Brandon McAbee holding his own right now inside of Corey Tessner's number 8 machine with McAbee Auto Services on the side of it. Then he's had to change the wrap on the number 8 machine. Brandon McAbee working his way up through the field, scored in the top 10 spot. Right here, though, will be the number 19 Toyota Supra of Logan Pearman. He's on the top side of the racetrack, looking to that right rear quarter panel of Ty McIntosh if he can get it. Chase Johnson trying to run down Nicholas Maynard. He'll look left, look right, back down to the left side of the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Maynard will leave half a lane to the bottom side, but Chase Johnson can't get the gas down quite like he's looking for. Handling conditions going to be a trouble factor here earlier. Nose to tail battle for the race lead. Michael Durham Jr. is into the chat. No Kai Sinet. It's going to be Maynard, Johnson, Durham, Jackson, and Rutt, the top five drivers, here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Neil Rutt, the third from Union Beach, New Jersey, is shot out of a cannon here in this number 66 Allied Board and Safety Chevy Camaro. Look at this guy. He is all over the track, mixing and matching the lines, trying to get himself up and going, riding out the front nose of the number 66 of Neil Rutt as he pulls right behind in line of the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft. We got a battle for the race lead between Chase Johnson and Nicholas Maynard. They'll climb the banking through turn 1 and 2. Michael Durham Jr. will look to try to make something move down off the exit of turn 2 here. Maynard pulls back to the left through quarter panel of Chase Johnson. Drag race down the back straightaway. Johnson on the outside, Maynard on the inside. The last time we were here at Las Vegas and seeing these two race for the race lead, Maynard was in the inside wall. He's up on the top side of the racetrack trying to get the side draft off the number 5. Michael Durham Jr. in this U.S. Army Toyota Supra will move to the middle side of the racetrack. He's looking to pick a lane of which car he's going to want to go with. The Range Fuel number 5 machine of Chase Johnson can't get the gas down off turn 2 quite like he's looking for. Maynard will be stuck to that left rear quarter panel door to door. Maynard will pull away, trying to break the draft here, diving down into turn 3 and 4. Johnson get the gas down on the top side of the racetrack. Can he get himself clear? Maynard from the middle to the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll fight back down on the bottom side. 18 laps already complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Almost 100 laps remaining here in Season 3. Season 4 will be here before you know it. Chase Johnson trying to grab the race lead over the 0-2 Supra of Nicholas Maynard. He's got the advantage down the back straightaway. Clear himself into turn 3. Johnson's able to get his nose over Nicholas Maynard. Clear himself for the race lead. Maynard up the racetrack. Contact with Michael Durham Jr. Around goes Nicholas Maynard. Contacts made from multiple cars. And there's the big one here at Las Vegas on lap number 19. Contact made off of turn 4. Nicholas Maynard involved in the accident. From the race lead to turned around and tore up. We'll have to back that ass up for the instant replay and take a look and see what happened. We will back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and take a look and see exactly what happened to the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Trouble there off of turn 4. Contact with the 55 of Michael Durham Jr. Everett Larson giving the grass a haircut. He'll get into the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. We'll check this battle out. Maynard looks like he comes from the bottom of the racetrack up to the top, blocks down on the brake. Contact from Ty McIntosh and Everett Larson. Both of these guys, hard contact. Everett Larson involved. Ty McIntosh tore up. Big time caution flag here on the front straightaway. Maynard's car doesn't look like it has much damage, if any. We'll back it up here, see if we can get the blimp cam up and moving here for the first time here tonight. Hopefully Billy, the blimp driver, was doing his job. Battling into turn 3 here. Maynard on the inside. Michael Durham Jr. on the outside, working up the banking. Looks like Maynard and these guys just make contact off of turn 3 and 4. Maynard locks it down. Contact from the 45 and the 0-1. And both of these guys go spinning here on the front straightaway. Everett Larson just trying to get the car up and straight, riding on board with Ty McIntosh and his FX Pro machine. This thing is absolutely bobbing around here. The Carolina Panthers Toyota Supra is tore up. Nicholas Maynard's got some trouble inside of his race car as well. The 0-2's got to be up and moving here in just a moment. Chase Johnson will have the race lead, though, behind Peter the Pace car. We'll be back in just a moment. The second caution flag here tonight. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Victory Lane, excuse me. Pit Lane is being in full effectively used right now. Looks like a couple stop and goes here. Chase Johnson will only take a splash up Sunoco Racing fuel. He'll be on and off the pit lane. Ty McIntosh coming down to service that race car. Nicholas Maynard, Michael Durham Jr. will come off second on the pit lane. And Neil Rudd and Carter Jackson will battle it out, followed by, looks like going to be Michael Ponder Jr. giving to Logan Perriman. Ty McIntosh still going to try to fix up a little bit of damage on this race car. Several guys involved in the accident there. Guys like Ty McIntosh inside of this number 45 Toyota Supra. He was involved in the accident. Everett Larson involved in the accident. Nicholas Maynard involved in the accident. And Ty Robertson. Two of these three championship drivers involved in the accident with big time damage here. We'll see if they can work their way back out on the field. It'll be Chase Johnson and his CJR Chevy Camaro camp trying to make something shake here tonight. They'll try something different here. They'll take a splash and go only there. That'll be a quick pit stop for the number 5 wrench fuel machine. Behind him will be Michael Durham Jr., the redneck from Kentucky, trying to grab a victory here inside of the Xfinity Series. Why not win the championship race, even though he's not qualified for the championship? Behind him will be Carter Jackson in this number 2 Camaro. Carter Jackson looking for his second ever Xfinity Series win if he could bring home the victory here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, excuse me. On the outside of him is Neil Rutt to third, and after seeing what we just seen here, we'll have to make sure we are correct with the points. I'll look at all that here in just a moment as we hopefully can pick some green flag laps off here tonight. Neil Rutt to third is literally, no pun intended, sitting in the driver's seat right now of this playoff format. Neil Rutt only had to battle 2 more guys in front of him. That was Everett Larson and Ty Robertson, both of those guys involved in the accident there just a second ago. And now Neil Rutt to third is one of the only guys back out on the front half of the pack. He'll have a chance to get out front here. Neil Rutt also up 10 spots from where he started, sitting nice for an extra 20 bonus points to his total score for the hard charger. Neil Rutt to third will work from the 4th place spot on the restart here in the number 66 machine. Can Neil Rutt make the gap up here tonight to try to bring home the championship here in Season 3? Chase Johnson, Michael Durham Jr. will be your front row here when we take the restart here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I am absolutely shitted, gutted, and tired. I've been at the casino all day long here. They dropped me off on the plane about 7 o'clock this morning in Las Vegas, Nevada is when I touched down. Immediately, I went with a couple of these drivers over to the casino. We were gambling all night long. John Michael Bryant was throwing back $100 bets like they were nothing. Well, it must be to be big, big money. Chase Johnson will be the race leader here. Green flag back in the air for the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Season 3 Championship race. Live here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I think it's only fitting to get you down on the racetrack for tonight's First Madness Racing League Season 3 Championship. Fast and Live. broadcast cam live here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Season 3 Championship race. Carter Jackson has grabbed the race lead quick and early there on that restart after taking 4 fresh Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel inside of that number 2 Camaro. Behind him is the number 66 of Neil Rutt III, who is charging hard up through the field. He is up 12 spots from where he started, and Neil Rutt III looking to bring home the championship here tonight. If he can secure those 20 points, that'll knock off at least 20-point cushion. He knows that he has to make up over the front 2 drivers in front of him. Well, those 2 front drivers are drivers like 0-1 of Everett Larson, the 14-year-old from Bristol, Tennessee. Everett Larson involved in that accident there. Nicholas Maynard contact made with Michael Durham Jr. Everett Larson had to take the 0-1 through the grass there, but he hit the 0-2 anyway. Everett Larson said he feels like he may have killed the splitter going down into the grass. You're riding on board with the 14-year-old of Everett Larson as he climbs the banking here in 3 and 4. Riding around the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard inside of this Menard 0-2 Toyota Supra. And something look odd to Nicholas Maynard's machine from Wilford, South Carolina. That thing is skewed out like a Sam Hornish Jr. 77 machine back in the All-Star race in 2009. Maynard has his hands full inside of this Toyota Supra. Damage big time to the suspension. Look at his hands inside of the race car. All the way over to the right, trying to hold the wheel straight and keep it out of the way of the pack charging fast behind him, and you think you're looking straight, but Nicholas Maynard doesn't probably feel that way inside of the race car. Big time suspension damage for the Maynard Motors crew. He's bobbling big time here, but Neil Rutt III looks to make a move over Carter Jackson for this race lead. Carter Jackson just trying to hold on here in the opening laps. 32 of them are already complete. We got about 90-something odd laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We could get some green flag pit stops. These 2 made the contact earlier. Does Nicholas Maynard repay a favor to Michael Durham Jr.? Michael Durham Jr. will be, no, it wastes no time here, and he'll pull right away from the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Brandon McAbee in this number 8 machine works in the 6th place spot here. And this number 8 machine belongs to originally Corey Riptide Tessler for Chase Johnson Racing, but Corey Tessler had a flight delay, had some kind of sickness come up, not able to make the field. So Chase Johnson Racing immediately jumped to find Brandon McAbee, who was our pre-race show rapper. He was getting his performance done. He has great hits here from the state of South Carolina out of Spartanburg. Grimmy, a.k.a. his rap name. He jumped in the race car here with no hesitation. He's running solidly in the 6th place position. But we got a battle right here. Carter Jackson trying to defend Neil Rutt III from this race lead. We call him ruthless. Neil Rutt in big time loose there. Contact may have been made from that 66 to the number 2 machine of Carter Jackson. These 2 guys are going to have to figure it the hell out here. 34 laps already in, and these guys beating and banging back here. Dagan Barnes trying to keep Chase Johnson behind him. Dagan Barnes with an absolute great performance up to this part of the night's event. 35 laps into tonight's position, and the Atlantic Cabinet Company number 14 from Tacoma, North Carolina has came to life. The Chevy Camaro, with Atlantic Cabinet Company's on board for Midwest E Motorsports. Gives him a piece to race with here tonight. He's battling door to door here currently for a top 7 spot with Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson will grab that spot right there over Dagan Barnes as these guys work it out. Looks like going to be lap number 36 of 120 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nicholas Maynard been lapped already here, and his car is broken. Suspension damage early here. Brandon McAbee trailing in his tail end of the 0-2 machine. Can he run him down? And that's the lap traffic machine will be ahead of the number 8. That might bring up the battle right there and bring Chase Johnson back into the picture, though. Right now, though, another person that's gone on lap down is Ty Robertson. This number 9 Camaro could not afford it here tonight. 21 points to the good, and Ty Robertson knew that he needed to have a finish here tonight. He necessarily didn't need to win the race, but he needed to finish solidly. However, though, Ty Robertson involved in that accident back there on lap number 17. Ty Robertson has no hood on this Atlantic Cabinet Company number 9. He's complaining of no grip and a lack of downforce. Logan Perriman putting down some solid, nice lap times right now. He'll make the pass over that 55 of Michael Durham Jr. He's slowly tailing in the draft here. That second and first place spot of Carter Jackson and Neil Rutt the third. We should slowly be approaching the lap traffic here once again anytime soon. The progressive banking here is going to be a huge factor to tonight's long run. How will these crew chiefs elect to dial and work on the race cars all night long? Trouble several times here to kick off tonight's championship race for season 3. Engine trouble early on lap number 5. Blew up the number 42 of Toyota Supra of Virgil Perriman. Virgil Perriman climbed out of that race car, a huge fire. Threw that 42 up into smoke. We were able to pull out Virgil Perriman from inside of his Toyota Supra. He suffered no kind of burns and or injuries. Caution flag is out on the racetrack. Caution flag out on the racetrack, and Maynard is involved here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel on lap number 40. We'll have to back that ass up here and take a look and see exactly what happened here on 39 laps into tonight's main event. Maynard down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's big time sideways. Contact looked like made there. What a lead lap car. We'll back it up here. Maynard already battling suspension damage. Inside of this race car, gets on that outside wall, trying to keep it there, and whoa! Just jerks to the left. He smacks, looks like Michael Ponder Jr. Michael Ponder Jr. able to hold on to it. Maynard, though, big time down on the bottom side of the racetrack. We'll back that ass up one more time, see if we can't ride on board with the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. As we know, he's been battling that wheel since being in the wreck earlier tonight. We'll take a look and see what happened. Maynard, and whoa! It happened so damn fast. Michael Ponder Jr. carrying some speed, about 175 miles an hour off turn 2. Nicholas Maynard just had nowhere to go. It jolts back to the left, and he collects the number 13. So, caution flag is out here for the kid of Nicholas Maynard, and his disaster playoff turn continues here tonight at Las Vegas. Wrecked out at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, wrecked at Phoenix, wrecked 2 weeks ago as well, and here he is tonight, tore up. However, though, he was able to leave 17 laps with that Toyota Supra. Is going to need some more damage fixed to it. Carter Jackson scored and registered as our race leader at the current moment. Caution flag is out. They'll wait and catch up for Peter the pace car. We're back in just a moment. Riding high here on the blimp cam with Billy, the blimp driver. We are going to see if we cannot get the points up to you for the playoffs. We know it has been one hell of a show here tonight up to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are now tuning in for the first time here since we have went live on the screen, we appreciate you guys for doing that as we bring up the points results here for tonight. Ty Robertson comes into tonight's event, 382 points total scored here in the playoffs. He's got 2 of the 3 playoff wins already. 21 points back is Everett Larson, followed by Neil Rutt in the 42-point spot back. However, though, Ty Robertson has got the fastest lap on the racetrack, currently scored here already up to this main point. So you can go ahead and add 5 points to his bonus score unless somebody else can beat that fastest lap here. We got plenty more racing here to go. We're working our 3rd caution flag here tonight, the 2nd one for the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. The race leader right now is currently scored as Brandon Maccabee, a.k.a. Grimmy, inside of that Chase Johnson Racing number 8 machine. We've had 3 cautions for looks like going to be 5 laps up to this point, not counting the pace laps we've had. Nicholas Maynard will pull down at his box. His car is absolutely beat and shot all to hell. They'll jack up the right side anyway, and they're going to put 4 fresh Goodyear tires on this machine. We'll look at the battle off pit lane. Whoa! Battle there was real close. Getting it to Carter Jackson. He'll be the winner on the battle off pit road. He'll start in the 2nd place spot here on that restart. If we get any more takers, here comes Dagan Barnes and that number 14 machine. So Little quick pit stop after we take ours. These guys are refueled, got brand new rubber on the race cars. Brandon McAbee driving this number 8 for Chase Johnson Racing from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Chase Johnson Racing needed a substitute driver here last minute for Corey Tesner, a playoff driver. You've seen him there on our board just a second ago. He is the original driver of this number 8 machine for Chase Johnson Racing with McAbee Auto Services on board. Brandon McAbee, a local artist in the state of South Carolina, putting out music all over Apple Music, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Make sure you also go check out the sponsor on the side of his race car. I believe we have a commercial for McAbee Auto Services. Head on over to McAbee Auto Services or email them at McAbeeAutoRepair@gmail.com. 864-256-1346. Brandon McAbee and his crew in real life and or virtually can get you up and moving with all of your vehicle needs. However, though, the guy to the outside of him has been Carter Jackson, dominating here tonight so far. 20 laps led inside of the number 2 Genuine Draft the Rising Sun Racing number 2 machine. How does he continue to work his way up through the field? Carter Jackson has been fast up here to this point. Neil Rutt III will be in the 3rd place spot on the inside in that white, black, and pink machine. The sun starting to set down here behind the desert sky in Las Vegas, Nevada, indicating to us that we are getting ready to reach full nightfall. The lights are already fully illuminated here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is season 3 of the championship race for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. The Progressive Insurance machine on board with Logan Pearman in this 19. He'll restart in the 4th place spot. Chase Johnson will restart in the 5th place spot with John Michael Bryant in the 6th place position. Brandon McAbee will be the race leader here. His first time restarting the race all season long after substituting in here tonight. The pace car will hang that left on the pit lane. Brandon McAbee will be in control whenever he wants it through the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Brandon McAbee has the race lead. He'll climb him up the banking here in turn 1. Climbing up the banking here in turns 1 and 2. Brandon McAbee will throw the block to the bottom side of the racetrack and keep the number 66 of Neil Rutt behind him. But Neil Rutt ain't playing any kind of games. He'll split them 3 wide. Brandon McAbee will look down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Early jumps out Carter Jackson here on that restart off turn 2. He'll get swallowed up there quick and early on this restart. Brandon McAbee will shovel up the field, though. Everybody's going to have to try to get what they want here early. They know track position is going to be critical here tonight. The number 2 of Carter Jackson sells back out of the race lead. Neil Rutt, Logan Pearman, Chase Johnson, Brandon McAbee will be your top 5 drivers as Durham looks to the left rear quarter panel. The number 8 McAbee Auto Services Camaro. Brandon McAbee off the exit of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Not sure exactly who that is. That's the number 9 of Ty Roberts in a lap traffic car. Scheduled in the 13th place spot right now, needing a solid day to bring home the championship. He has been the driver to beat all year long. Ty Robertson, 4 wins on the year for Fury Camp Racing. The Atlantic Cabinet Company Camaro continues to bring in fast cars week after week. They finally got the hood taped back down on that number 9 Atlantic Cabinet Company machine. Can he get this thing up and moving here? He needs to get it up and going because he's got 13 laps he needs to make up here. And he cannot afford to be giving up positions to guys like Everett Larson and Neil Rutt III. Everett Larson back here in this number 01 Stacking Pennies Podcast Camaro for Fury Cam Racing. These 2 guys teammate, but Everett Larson wants the championship to himself. The 14-year-old involved in the accident earlier. He said whatever they did on that last adjustment on the 01 felt really good. You're riding on board with Everett Larson in the Stacking Pennies Alliance 01 machines. Got some speed in it here in the middle portion parts of tonight's event as we slowly knock on that back door to the halfway point. But it's John Michael Bryant here with an adjustment on the caution flag. That last time around, his crew chief will tell John Michael Bryant they're going to add a little bit of air pressure to the right rear tire and bring a little bit of the wedge out. They're going to bring in a rubber adjustment. They're going to try to put in a rubber packer, into the left rear of John Michael Bryant, who's complaining of some bobbling through turns 1 and 2. However, though, John Michael Bryant says he can't get the gas down off 3 and 4 quite like he would like to. But John Michael Bryant says the car feels real stable right now. Definitely better than what we had earlier. He scored in the 6th place spot. Logan Pearman made contact earlier with Chase Johnson. These 2 guys battling it out once more here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We were in Kansas last night. The jet lag is really getting to me. The 19 Toyota Supra just can't quite get his nose underneath Chase Johnson's number 5 Ranch Fuel Machine. The battle down the back straightaway behind him will be Michael Durham Jr. and his Toyota Supra, the number 55. Contact earlier with the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. 2 Toyota Supras banging it out here, battling hard for the race lead here at Las Vegas. And like we told you earlier, make sure you have your wallet. We're all headed to the casino after the checker flag here tonight. Season 4 registration opens up, and you better get your ass in the Discord and signed up. Ladies and gentlemen, rumor in the garage, a entry fee will be on the possible way for next season. Racing for real life money in a purse is what these drivers have been asking for the last several months. They got it in the i-85 Asphalt Series, possibly thinking about moving it over to the Madness Racing League. You can catch that over on the YouTube page, located in the top right portion of your screen. Logan Perriman scored in the 3rd place spot. Neil Rudd in the 2nd place spot. Carter Jackson, our race leader here tonight at Las Vegas. Chase Johnson in the 4th place position, followed by Michael Durham in the 5th place spot. John Michael Bryan and Everett Larson will be our 6th and 7th place drivers, followed by Michael Ponder Jr., who's got this Ford Mustang fixed back up after contact there with Nicholas Maynard that brought out that last caution flag. The Ranger Georgia driver, the Eagle 1 Battling on board, scored in the top 10 right now, currently in the 8th place spot. He's up 2 spots from where he started, and he's low-key eating all over the back bumper of this 14-year-old of Everett Larson. Can the number 13 of Michael Ponder Jr., the doctor, dice and slice his way up through the field? He'll do that. He'll make the pass around the 0-1 of Everett Larson. Michael Ponder Jr., not one of the guys that we get to talk about much here. We talked to him in the garage, though, earlier. Michael Ponder Jr., one of the sole Ford Mustangs in the field. We seen him when we did our one sole Super Speedway race this season for the Xfinity Series. Michael Ponder Jr. all on his own out there inside of this Ford Mustang. He used to have Holden Wheeler out here. The point of the Holden Wheeler has not returned in a couple of weeks. Battling here for the Season 3 championship, Michael Ponder Jr. says he can't wait to come here in Season 4 full time and see and show what he has right now. Currently scored in that 7th place spot, making that move around Everett Larson. Michael Ponder Jr. might have something to say here. Can he go to victory lane for the first time tonight? But it's going to be Neil Rutt III looking in once more to the inside of this number 2 of Carter Jackson. This will be the battle for the race lead. Neil Rutt III, 41 points behind the rest of the guys in the playoff. Selected 3rd coming into the final race here tonight at Las Vegas. Ty Robertson, 13 laps down in this number 9 machine. Scored 13 laps down will not help Ty Robertson in the position that he comes into here tonight. All he needed was a solid finish and to stay out of trouble. Ty Robertson involved in that accident back on lap number 7. On lap number 14. No wrongdoing of his own. He had to get on the brake big time hard there, but he was not able to get it slowed down enough. Ty Robertson and his crew have been working on this number 9 for the last 27 laps. And these guys say Ty Robertson says it's just now starting to feel like I don't have to turn the wheel to get it to turn. Everybody else working back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, trying to make something shake the front half of the field. Neil Rutt III keeps making and showing his nose to the inside of Carter Jackson, trying to make something shake here, but Neil Rutt III looks like he may be battling some kind of handling conditions. You see him battling his hands to the left, back to the right, back to the left, just trying to get it up and moving here. And ruthless Neil Rutt putting together some solid lap times at the current moment. But Carter Jackson has the better Chevy here through turns 3 and 4. Looking up here high above the spotter cam live at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, lap number 56 being completed here tonight. Carter Jackson, our race leader. Neil Rutt, 2nd place spot scored, followed by Virgil Perriman Jr., a.k.a. Logan Perriman, in that 3rd place spot. The 4th place spot goes to Chase Johnson. You see the battle here in front of our screen. All the top 5 drivers literally on the same screen of each other, all within nose to tail, and really depending on how these drivers decide to race each other here tonight at Vegas. Carter Jackson will bring them through turns 3 and 4. You're looking out the fan cam here in turns 1 after the sweeping front straightaway that's going to definitely cause a factor here tonight on who goes to victory lane. Carter Jackson will bring the rest of the boys, climb the banking here through turn 22. Neil Rutt looking for another move here. Does he show his nose down the back straightaway and into turn 3? Neil Rutt's had a fast car here tonight. We've seen this carry on from time and time again, from real-life Xfinity racing to virtual life Xfinity racing, excuse me. You kind of got to go where the other person in front of you don't go. That's why you'll see Neil Rudd choose to go to the middle to the top there when Carter Jackson elects to go down to the bottom. Chase Johnson will change his line up there in the 1 and 2 from Logan Perriman. Just trying to make a little bit of clean air to that front nose of your race car could make all of the world of a difference. However, though, Michael Durham Jr. elected to try to play the other way around it. However, though, he'll have no choice but to get up off the gas here through turns 3 and 4. He'll lift the big time there. That'll cost some position. Chase Johnson should be able to clear him, but a big time save from Logan Perriman off the exit of turn 4. Picking off laps here, slowly knocking on the back door to some green flag pit stops. We have reached the halfway point this next time around. Lap number 60 being completed out of the scheduled 120. We'll get you down on the main broadcast cam and down on the racetrack for another Madness Racing League Season 3 championship for the Xfinity Series. Fast and loud. Side by side, battling hard for the race lead. Here is Neil Rudd to third and Carter Jackson getting it home. The battle cam here tonight is presented to you by the Home Run Cafe. We'll bring up that battle box here as Neil Rudd to third tries to track down Carter Jackson here for the race lead. We'll throw it up there to a spot that you can really see better here. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Season 3 championship race presented to you here tonight from the Xfinity Series for the Madness Racing League. 12 races have decided up to this point. 10 drivers made the playoffs. 8 races into the scheduled 12. They raced 4 playoff races, with the final race being here tonight. The points were reset based on where you finished in the regular season point standings, and that's where you were seated based on the playoffs. So if you finished third in the regular season the regular season points, you also finished and started third in the playoffs, with however many points that came with. However, though, it was guys like John Michael Bryant here in this number 23 Toyota Supra who had trouble at the North Wilkesboro Speedway handling the Dixon car. Oh my Jesus, what a save from the boogeyman to John Michael Bryant. All the hot moms almost dropped their beer. They'll have to grab another one out of the cooler. The boogeyman almost loses it there in the turn 1 and 2. Logan Perriman's been really strong here tonight in this number 19 Toyota Supra. Listening into the radio there underneath me fast and loud inside of this Toyota Supra machine of Logan Perriman. His team is telling him to go, 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 go. They're going to try to train something different here on the strategy car with something where between 42 to 44 laps since Sunoco Racing fuel here tonight. Logan Perriman's team feels as though they can run really, really long earlier tonight, and they've already done that. Logan Perriman last pitted on, let's check it here, last pitted on lap number 40. We got a 14.6 second stop. That was over 29 laps ago. Logan Perriman's team's already sketching up a plan to try to get him to be the first one down on the pit lane to start the green flag pit stop cycles if we can get there. However, though, these guys are going to have to keep it together if they want a chance out of here tonight. Nicholas Maynard's car absolutely tore up here. Suspension yawed out in the back half of the 0-2. They've worked on it just a tad bit here. They've gotten it a little bit better. Maynard trying his best to hold it together. He's ran down and passed 3 different cars to the guys behind him. He's worked his way back up to the 11th place spot. He's only a lap down. Nicholas Maynard registered as the lucky dog. If a caution flag was to, fly at this current moment, the Wilford, South Carolina driver started in the 3rd place spot here tonight, led 17 laps before being involved in that caution flag back on lap number 17, where he lost the race lead there to Chase Johnson. Contact there with Michael Durham Jr., the Team Penske development driver. Nicholas Maynard screaming and crying on the radio, saying that the car is absolutely freed up here on the long run, but they're telling Nicholas Maynard he's putting down some vicious lap time. A 32.97 for Nicholas Maynard last night. The race leader turns a 32.78, so barely 2/10 off for Nicholas Maynard. Just the suspensions tore up on that race car. Nothing looks bad cosmetically, so he shouldn't have much of an aero deficiency as much as it is just really camber related. Neil Rutt the third, Chase Johnson battle it out here. Dagan Barnes will lose a lap underneath the green flag conditions here. He will now become the extra lucky dog over Nicholas Maynard. This Atlantic Cabinet Company E-West Motorsports 14 machine has had a strong run here tonight. Dagan Barnes is not out of it by no means necessary. Midwest Esports signed Dagan Barnes to a long-term life contract inside of this 14 Chevy Camaro for as long as he wanted it. Dagan Barnes has had a strong performance here tonight. Majority of his season was ran part-time and turned around and involved in accident and involved in other people's messes that he did not create. Dagan Barnes has had a tough season. We talked to him in the garage area earlier today before the drop of the checkered flag. Dagan Barnes said it was going to be a hot night, but when the sun went down and the lights came on, he felt like his number 14 Camaro would come to life. Up to this point, though, it looks like it's been vice versa opposite. Dagan Barnes really strong when the sun was out earlier tonight. Now that the lights have came on fully, and we have got pitch black darkness in the sky here over the Nevada desert, Dagan Barnes battling handling conditions here late has cost him a lap on the green flag run. Brandon McAbee from Spartanburg, South Carolina, helping out a fellow friend in Chase Johnson Racing, jumping inside of this number 8 McAbee Auto Services Camaro. Brandon McAbee, said it several times earlier today, was our pre-race show performance. He was down there on the front straightaway with you fans who bought Madness Racing League access passes in the garage area. Brandon McAbee, a local artist in Spartanburg, South Carolina, down there putting on a hell of a show. Got the phone call late that he needed to get his fire suit on and jump inside of this number 8 for Chase Johnson Racing. Is Corey Tesner not able to make the event here tonight? Didn't want to have the car sit inside of the trailer. And Chase Johnson Racing, these guys drive and what they bring to the racetrack and what is known as called stackered haulers. And stacker haulers sounds exactly what it sounds like. It is a semi-truck hauler trailer that stacks 2 race cars on top of one another, so you're able to carry 2 backups at one time. They were able to bring out this number 8 machine, just try to score a little bit of points here. They only had to change the wrap on it They put Maccabee Auto Services on the side of that number 8 machine here tonight. John Michael Bryant slowly working here through the green flag pit cycle. We're hearing into John Michael Bryant's team tell him that they are looking to pit here in the next 4 to 3 laps. John Michael Bryant's crew telling him he needs to get the brake bias adjusted in the 23 machine because pit lane is going to be one of the slickest ones he's felt all season long. John Michael Bryant, a playoff driver here tonight on the Madness Racing League, but involved in a little bit of the miscombobulation, and what a save from the boogeyman. Holy cow, we got guys busy down on pit lane. Everett Larson in this 0-1 Stacking Pennies podcast. Chevy Camaro will bring it down on the pit lane and pull into his number 2 pit box on pit road. Everett Larson doesn't need a disaster night like he's had up to this point. He's on the lead lap. He'll start the green flag pit cycle, trying to grab himself some track position. Everett Larson in running for the championship here tonight. Chase Johnson moving up here to the 2nd place spot on the long run. Neil Rutt III has burned up his Goodyear rubber, trying to run down Carter Jackson there on that long green flag run, but was not successful. "78 laps are completed out of the scheduled 120. We are past the halfway point. We got about 50 laps to go this next time around. A bow tie and Carter Jackson with Miller Lite on board is currently scheduled and scored as the race leader. The ranch number 5, that's ranch fuel, of Chase Johnson scored in the 2nd place spot. Neil Rutt III has burned up his tires here on the long run, trying to make a move for the race lead early. Neil Rutt knows that he has a chance at the championship here tonight. Brandon Maccabee will bring it down on the pit lane to service this number 8 machine for Chase Johnson Racing. He's able to get it down on the pit lane and down on the pit road speed without getting a black flag penalty. Just trying to do the right things here and score some decent day here, maybe a top 5. It could definitely be in the reach for Brandon Maccabee. He just needs to stay patient here on the long run. Green flag pit stops have started here tonight at Las Vegas. It's anybody's ball game here for the Season 3 championship. Neil Rutt III, like we were talking about just a moment ago, needed 41 points to close up the gap. Right now, he's scored 11 spots up from where he started tonight's event. Neil Rutt started 14th, the back half of the pack. He scored in the 3rd place spot. That's 11 positions for Neil Rutt here inside of the Madness Racing League all season long for over 12 races to this point. These guys have been rewarded 20 bonus points for the Hard Charger Award. 20 bonus points to Neil Rutt could knock that 41-point gap down to just 21, and he's got an all-day chance at the back bumper of any one of these 2 guys in front of him, in Everett Larson and Ty Robertson, with both of those guys already slow on the field and laps down, involved in the accident earlier back on lap number 17. Dagan Barnes off the corner of turn 3 and 4 through the grass, but he's able to hold on to it. What a save there from the kid of the 14 of Dagan Barnes. Logan Perriman got interrupted there. We apologize. The Toyota Supra will pull down into his box. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel to take a half-pound of air pressure out the right rear of the number 19 Progressive Supra, and they're going to tighten him up a little bit here for Logan Perriman on the long run. They'll drop the jack and he's off. John Michael Bryant definitely complaining of some loose end conditions there on the long run. John Michael Bryant says the right rear feels like it is just slipping out from underneath this. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the 23 machine, and he's on and off pit lane. Here comes the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard's Menard Toyota Supra. Absolutely tore up. The suspension damage absolutely yawed out here in the back half of it. He has crab walked all night long since lap number 18, but he's worked his way up slowly through the field. Can Nicholas Maynard keep it together? They'll drop the jack. 4 fresh Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Big time contact almost made right there between Neil Rutt III and looked like Ty Robertson. Ty Robertson needing to get back around Neil Rutt III here. Does he race him a little bit of aggressive here, knowing that Neil Rutt is making chunks and chunks and chunks of points into Ty Robertson's lead coming in here tonight for the playoffs. Ty Robertson's currently scored 15 laps down. He has no chance at winning the race here tonight. His only opportunity is hoping and praying that majority of the field can get lapped down to where he's at, and or we can get a non-winner here tonight. That would help out big time, taking points away here from the guys that are running for a chance at the championship like this 0-1 of Everett Larson. So strategies varying all over the racetrack currently right now. Nicholas Maynard climbs the banking. He'll look to work around Neil Rutt to third through turns 1 and 2. They'll work down the back straightaway. Logan Perriman scored in the 5th place spot. He's on the front straightaway. Chase Johnson and Carter Jackson currently the front 2 drivers. Jackson has scored the race leader. 86, going to be 87 laps complete this time around. Carter Jackson last pitted over 47 laps ago, and he took 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Chase Johnson came down on that exact same lap on lap number 40, and his guys hooked him up with the same exact thing. Neil Rutt pitted on lap 40 as well underneath that caution flag, as well as Michael Durham Jr. These have been the only top 4 drivers yet to bring it down on the pit lane, trying to run it long here, and I would imagine that they're hoping and praying, trying to get a caution flag on this long green flag run. That has been the typical strategy and or the typical thing that happens here inside of the Madness Racing League here on the back half of these races. Nicholas Maynard battling some suspension issues here in his Toyota Super 02 Menards machine, but it is absolutely moving and grooving on the top side of that racetrack. Nicholas Maynard able to hold off the number 5 of Chase Johnson. Riding on board the 02 of Nicholas Maynard, the car absolutely destroyed there back on lap number 17. Nicholas Maynard got out to the race lead, though, led 17 laps here tonight from Belfort, South Carolina. Scored 7th in the playoff standings. He won't have a shot at the championship here tonight, but Nicholas Maynard will make his 3rd consecutive playoff appearance here in Season 3. Team Penske Development just didn't have it all year long for the Maynard Motors crew. They went to victory lane in the Truck Series, but just didn't have enough speed like they were looking for here in the Xfinity Series. Maynard, though, look at this 02 fly on the top side of the racetrack. He'll unlap himself right there around the race leader of Carter Jackson. Maynard now scored 2 laps down here on the Moody School Racing Channel, working his way up through the field with a big old damaged race car. And if these green flag pit stops continue to work out here, I have seen no problem why a majority of these guys can't continue to work their way up here through the long green flag run. If you pitted early, you may have to make another green flag pit stop. If not, how are you going to play this? Guys like Carter Jackson, Chase Johnson, Neil Rutt, Michael Durham Jr. pitted over 50 laps ago now. There is no possible way that these guys can hold on to the car much longer. 30 laps remain here tonight on the Season 3 Championship race, live here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Xfinity Series for the Madness Racing League. This will be our final broadcast here in Season 3. The Season 4 schedule is already out and posted in the Discord. We gladly appreciate you guys. Sign up and get yourself located out there today. Here comes the number 8 of Brandon McAbee. He'll drive right around the 01 of Everett Larson and make his move around there for position. That'll be the 7th place spot that they're battling out for. Just can't quite get himself clear, but Everett Larson is going to have to give up the real estate anyway into turn 1 and 2. Everett Larson not having the playoff race that he was looking for here tonight. 29 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. It is definitely anybody's ball game. You hear that time and time again when you're at the racetrack, but this time it's for real. We'll pull up the Season 4 schedule here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. This schedule will kick off around somewhere between April 11th or so. We will kick it off at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, bringing back the dual races here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. That'll be one hell of a show. Then we'll kick off our road course race at Sonoma. Head on over to Kentucky, Homestead, Richmond, Chicagoland, Iowa, and finish the regular season off at Dover. The Auto Club Speedway, Atlanta, Fairgrounds, and Charlotte is back in action here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Back down on the main broadcast cam where Everett Larson trying to make something shake. Michael Durham Jr. will finally call it quits off the racetrack and pull down onto his pit lane box. They'll jack up the right side of the U.S. Army 55 Toyota. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. They'll put the wedge adjustment track bar adjuster back into the back half of the U.S. Army 55. Drop the jack and he's on and off pit lane. Then there was 2 down on the pit lane that have yet to go down and service their race cars. Logan Perriman, I believe, started all that combobulation just a few laps back. Logan Perriman pitted on lap number 81 as we work, lap number 93. So Logan Perriman on about 14 lap old tires here, and he's currently scored and cycled his way up to the 3rd place spot. Former race leader Carter Jackson from the race lead down to 4th place spot is where he came off pit lane. Through the green flag pit cycles when Neil Rudd and Chase Johnson elect to pit it off on the pit lane. That'll give Logan Perriman the race lead, and he'll have to hold on for it to at least 25 laps to hold on for the win here tonight at Vegas and spoil the championship party. But Carter Jackson's going to be the one on the long run here trying to make something shake as Chase Johnson and Neil Rutt will come down at the exact same time. Neil Rutt, the 3rd, plotting with his team on they should do 2 or 4 tires here. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires for the number 5 machine of the Ranch Fuel Camaro of Chase Johnson. 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel to go along with it. They'll put the track bar adjuster in the back of the number 5. Neil Rutt has a closer pit box further back on the pit lane, so his service will be completed before. Who will win this battle off of pit road? 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for Neil Rutt. They'll drop the jack on the number 5, and Neil Rutt on the way off the pit lane now. Chase Johnson will get that battle. Logan Perriman will unlap himself there through the green flag pit stop cycles. He has now scored our race leader here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway with 25 laps to go here. And ladies and gentlemen, MTL Motorsports Supra of Logan Perriman trying his best to manage and navigate through the lap traffic here. But he's got Carter Jackson all over that back bumper. Carter Jackson last pitted on lap number 91 and Logan Perriman pitted on 81. There is a 10-lap difference there between these 2 drivers. Does Carter Jackson have enough race cars? Does he have enough Miller Lite left inside of that number 2 to run down Logan Perriman with 23 laps to go this next time around? As guys continue to cycle out on the green flag pit stop cycle, Brandon McAbee has worked his way up to the 7th place spot. Everett Larson is back into the 8th place spot as well. He'll be our lucky dog at the current moment. Nicholas Maynard has just made the pass over Michael Ponder Jr. and his number 02 Maynard Motors Menards Toyota Supra catwalking down the back straightaway here, absolutely sideways. The suspension tore up in the 02 machine from the first caution flag here tonight. That is for the 9th place spot. Maynard actually able to get some track position here in a tore up race car. So it must not be the motor or cosmetic aero damage at all. It only must be that suspension, and it's yawed out, really skewed out to the right. It might be an aero advantage, if anything. Nicholas Maynard's crew's got him tooted and booted up here with 22 laps to go. Can he run down the guys in front of him? That'll be for the 8th place spot. But look at this battle right here between the Boogeyman and Showtime. Chase Johnson battling door-to-door with John Michael Bryant. Chase Johnson on 4 brand new Goodyear rubber tried his best to roll up through the field and run down Carter Jackson. We'll check the pit stop strategy lap times. Chase Johnson comes down 4 laps later than Carter Jackson, trying to make something shake here on the long run. Carter Jackson makes that pass over Logan Perriman for the race lead. That'll move Michael Durham in the 3rd. Chase Johnson will have to make quick moves of the lap traffic. 20 laps to go here at Las Vegas. The green flag pit stop cycles have been completed. That'll be everybody down on the pit lane, and these guys better leave an extra set of Goodyear rubber on the wall and go ahead and start packing up those pit boxes. That'll wrap it up for Season 3. That could have been possibly the final pit stop here in Season 3. Who is going to take the championship race here tonight? We'll bring up the points one more time to remind you guys. Ty Robertson has that race lead coming into tonight's event by up 21 points over Everett Larson. Robertson and Larson, both involved in an accident on lap number 17, has put them behind the 8 ball. Literally, these 2 guys have given up tons of points already up to this point. Neil Rutt III currently scored 8 spots from where he started. He's currently scored as the Hard Charger Award. However, though, Logan Perriman has 7 spots in between him and his starting spot. So it is still in jeopardy for Neil Rutt to grab that 20 extra bonus points. But if he could do that, he has made up the positions between him and Everett Larson and Ty Robertson finishing-wise, with 4 points breaking up the difference between each different single positions, meaning from first to second, from second to third, from fourth to fifth. There's 4-point differences there. So if you can make 4 or 5 spots between you and the next driver behind you, you can make up that 20-point difference, no issue. And with extra help with the caution flag earlier tonight, taking out Everett Larson and Ty Robertson. Ty Robertson beating down the outside wall through turns 3 and 4. Ty Robertson has 4 wins on the year. It would absolutely suck to lose the championship here tonight after dominating for the most half of the year. But Neil Rutt III has been the guy that's kept his nose out of trouble all night. He'll look to make the pass for the 5th place spot, grabbing a top 5 over John Michael Bryant with 17 laps to go. He'll do just that. He's micromanaging his way up through the field. Andrew Parnell will bring it down on the pit lane. He's complaining of a little bit of a tight end condition. Loose off inside of the 15 Yeti machine to blow it down on the pit lane to service his number 15 machine. Andrew Parnell, new here into the Xfinity Series. He will be running full-time here in the coming weeks on the Booty Shoot Racing channel. Andrew Parnell for the Black Rifle Coffee Company Toyota Supra down on the pit lane. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the number 15 machine. He'll work his way on and off the pit lane in no time. He's just trying to learn and log laps here tonight, but Andrew Parnell has screwed around and brought home himself a top 10 if he can manage it. Green flag, pit stops are complete. Guys are agonizing their way here, trying to bring it on home in the closing laps of Season 3. If you're loving what you're watching and you're loving what you're seeing, make sure you slap that like button. Press that follow button. Head on over to the YouTube page located in the top right portion of your screen. We'll get you down on the broadcast cam for the final Season 3 championship. Fast and loud of Season 3. Make sure you guys slap that like button. Press that follow button. The louder it will get. to go here on Booty Scoot Racing Channel. 10 laps remain here in Season 3 of the championship race of the Xfinity Series. Carter Jackson trying to hold on to the race lead here late live on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. He's currently way out front by about 3.1 seconds, running for his life from Chase Johnson in this Ranch Fuel number 5 Camaro. Chase Johnson trying everything he knows best to run down the race leader in Carter Jackson. 10 laps are the difference on tires. We'll check it right here. Chase Johnson lap time on lap number 95. Carter Jackson come down the pit on lap number 91, excuse me, so a 4-lap difference there in tires and Sunoco Racing Fuel. But we'll check the leaders here to the lap time. Chase Johnson will run a 32 flat to the leaders, 32.2, almost 3. So Chase Johnson about 3/10 faster here than the race leader of Carter Jackson. 8 laps to go to decide it here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Neither one of these guys have a chance at the championship, but they could definitely go to victory lane if they hold on to it. Everybody else, though, not going to give an inch. Neil Rutt III has made up 20 points here tonight through the field, trying his hardest to bring home a great finish. He needs one more spot over that Logan Pearman 19 machine to get 4 more points to his total score. Can he go run down Logan Pearman here in the closing laps? That could be the difference there between him and the championship. Ty Robertson did not need this here tonight, coming in with 4 wins on the regular season. Involved in a caution back on lap number 17. Ruined the day for Ty Robertson. He's on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll close the air off to Neil Rutt, trying to keep Neil from being able to get any more spots over Ty Robertson. Larson is scheduled 3 spots behind Rutt. That's 4, 8, and 12 points being made up right there to Everett Larson. However, Neil Rutt is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots over Ty Robertson. 8 times 4, 8, 16, 24, and 36 points already made up between Neil Rutt III and Ty Robertson. Neil Rutt may have a chance at the championship here in the closing laps. He'll need this spot over Logan Pearman, though, if he wants to do it. Battle into turn 1 and 2. Rutt gets the spot over Pearman. That'll be 4 more points to the score of Neil Rutt. 5 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Four laps to go here in Season 3. It's been one hell of a year. Chase Johnson trying everything he knows best to run down the number 2 in Carter Jackson. Carter Jackson looking for his first win here in the Xfinity Series on Season 3. Can he get it here tonight for Rising Sun Racing at Las Vegas? The final race on the year. 3 laps to go this time around. Chase Johnson looking for his second win on the year. Can he run down Carter Jackson here for Chase Johnson Racing? He'll have 3 laps to do it, and he's on the better rubber. Michael Durham Jr. scored in the 3rd place spot. Neil Rutt gets 4 more points over Logan Pearman. That'll put him 10 spots up from where he started. Neil Rutt will add 20 bonus points to his total score because no one else can make that pass over Neil Rutt. He's made 10 spots up if he can bring it home to the checkered flag. 2 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Carter Jackson will bring it across the line. Showtime Chase Johnson lurks in the distance. He's cut it down to 2.4 seconds. Michael Durham Jr. rides out the 3rd place spot, followed by Neil Rutt in the 4th place position. Logan Pearman will not get a chance at that back bumper again of Neil Rutt III. It's all Carter Jackson down into turn 3. Carter Jackson will climb the banking through turns 3 and 4, and he will work around the lap traffic car of Everett Larson. White flag will be in the air, presented to you by AFLglobal.com. The final lap here in Season 3 being led by the number 2 of Carter Jackson. He's had the race car all night long. He's drove to the front half of the field. Carter Jackson needs one more lap, and he'll lead 91 completed laps here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. climbing up the banking through turns 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Carter Jackson will sail off turn 4, head across the line, and he'll win the championship race here tonight. It spoiled the party for the championship driver. Everybody comes across the line there to complete tonight's event live here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Carter Jackson in the Miller Lite number 2 Camaro wins it here tonight at Las Vegas after a awesome pit call from his crew as he tries to burn it down here before he gets to the front straightaway for the Rising Sun Racing. They'll go to victory lane. A dominating performance from Carter Jackson. 90 laps led here tonight. Carter Jackson will bring home the victory here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, and these drivers will wait from the admin to tally up all the point standings. It's going to be a tight one. Neil Rutt makes up a lot of points here on the back half of the long run. Everett Larson involved in trouble. Ty Robertson involved in trouble. But one person that didn't make a single mistake here tonight was Carter Jackson in this Miller Lite number 2 Camaro. He'll blow it up here on the front straightaway. He's able to get it refired there on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Carter Jackson gets it up and moving and gets it parked in victory lane. We will get his back here in just a moment. We'll be back live here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for the post-race show. Carter Jackson leads 92 laps here tonight to win it at Las Vegas.
All the way back.
Welcome back here on the main broadcast cam live on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, where the checker flag is just flowing here tonight for the Season 3 championship race. Carter Jackson goes to victory lane for the first time here this season, and he waits to the championship race to do it. Even though he's not running for the championship, he'll spoil the party here tonight. Carter Jackson dominating after leading 90-plus laps here tonight. We got one of our post-race show guys down on the front straightaway. He is with the driver of the number 2 in Carter Jackson as he climbs out of his race car. We'll see what he has to say as the admins tally up the points for the champion. Go ahead.
We're down here in victory lane at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway inside of the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 3 Championship race. And not the champion here tonight, but it's the number 2 Chevy going to victory lane of Carter Jackson. Carter, kind of walk us through your night here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Took the race lead there early in tonight's event, was able to hold on through the caution flags and the restart, as well as the green flag pit stop. Kind of walk us through what you were thinking inside of that number 2 as that 5 car was on the move there late.
Early on in the race, I was battling with Neil Rutt, and that was probably the most fun I have had on any race, and God knows how long. Later on in the race, after all those cautions and stuff, kind of dealing with the 5 car, I was shitting it a little bit because I pitted, 5-10 laps earlier, so I didn't think the advantage would stay, but I realized probably about with 8-9 to go, I finally had it sealed, and I was just cruising from there on out. It was great racing for everybody in this. I enjoyed it. God, it's good to be back in victory lane after over a year, I think. That's something like that. Love this series. We'll be back next season.
Carter Jackson goes to victory lane after picking up his first win back at the Kansas Motor Speedway last season inside of the Xfinity Series on field mileage. We'll shoot back here to the 4th place finisher tonight, driver the 66 of Neil Rutt. Neil, kind of walk us through your race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Had a battle there through the green flag pit stop cycles to round out the 4th place position. Kind of talk about the contact there coming across the line.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night. You know, we were 40-something points back from the point lead, so I figured let's start in the back and try to get the hard charger, which I'm pretty sure we got, just to try to, capitalize on as many points as we could, just to make it close. It sucks that Ty and Everett got in a wreck there at the end, but, stuff happens here when you're running in Vegas and it's super hot. Had a great battle there with Carter throughout the whole night, pretty good. And didn't get to lead anything, but, it was a great battle with him. Always run pretty good with him. Other than that, it's not too bad. I just wanted to try to get it done tonight. It's going to be my last race here in the Xfinity Series due to the fact of real life racing. So we're going to go full time in the trucks and try to win that championship next year.
That's Neil, the Ruthless Rut, driving the 66 here. He'll finish out the Xfinity Series. Climbing up the standings, looks like he'll finish in the third place spot on the playoffs board for Season 3. We'll scoot down here to the fifth place finish for the night. Driver the 19, Toyota of Virgil Perriman. Progressive insurance on board, and you're going to need it here tonight. Some beating and banging there with this 19 Super. Kind of walk us through your race here late, Logan Perriman, excuse me. In the field was your dad and a bunch of other fast drivers, but this Toyota has some speed in it here tonight for a top 5.
Yeah, it was a fast hop right on the high side once the track cooled down, but I just couldn't stay off the wall because, I don't got no talent whatsoever. It sucks to see my daddy, he blew up on lap 5, but when I came down pit road that first time, he stuck his head in there with a marble in his lip. He's like, boy, send it, or, let's just load it up. So I sent it. I ain't gonna lie with you. But it was a pretty fun race tonight. Hopefully we can get ready, be faster for Season 4.
And that's Logan Perriman, driver the 19. He'll bring home the top 5 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll scoot down here to the 9th place finisher, driver the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Nick, kind of walk us through your race, kind of walk us through the playoffs. Looks like you'll have involved in an accident earlier. Kind of walk us through it. Yeah, just got to thank everybody back at the shop here driving this 02 Toyota Super Menards machine here tonight. We had some speed there early. Qualified in the 4th or 5th place spot. We really drove out to the race lead. We led about 15, 20 laps or so, and I'm not entirely sure what happened there with the 55. I'm going to call it about halfway between the both of us, but I'm the one that got the worst end of the park there. Got turned around off turn 4. Guys tried to get on the brake and missed it, but they just unfortunately got to clip us. But got a big shout out to the 02 team. They patched it up real well here, and we were scoot out a little bit, kind of had it rigged up here, but we were really able to drive back up through the field from about 17th to finish 9th here. Couldn't ask for a better day. Can't wait to get done with this season. This is it. Finally, we're re-rack them next season in the Xfinity Series, try to push for the championship, get back to victory lane. That'll be the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. He'll finish in the 9th place spot. And we'll scoot down here to the 12th place finisher and a finally official from the admin, the Team Content 9 Atlantic Cabinet Company Chevy Camaro of Ty Robertson. Ty, if you got our copy with us, you will be our Season 3 champion here inside of the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series, bringing home your first championship. Kind of walk us through what's going through the head of this number 9 machine. Knew that you come into tonight's event 21 points above Everett Larson, needing a good, decent day. Contact early to this number 9 machine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will cut the interview right there. We are hearing from the admin at the current moment. The point standings is still being overlooked. It is not official at the current moment yet. We apologize there. It is not official at the current moment. So we will let the reporter know there, and he will let Ty Robertson know. We'll see if we can't catch a word from Ty Robertson. Once we get the official word from the admin on the championship results here, it was a close one. We are hearing that there may be some bonus points separating the final champion here tonight in Season 3. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the main broadcast cam live here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we apologize there from the pit reporter. He was didn't have his ears quite on all the way, so therefore he could not hear us. We were trying to get him to come back to the main screen here. We were not entirely sure who our champion was going to be here for Season 3, but it looks like we do have those final results official here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and see if we can't get those results up to you. I am good to go from the admin to show you the final results here. Your Season 3 champion, Neil Rutt III, does it. Comes from behind to make up the difference. 10 points over Ty Robertson. The Hard Charger Award went to Neil Rutt. That was 20 bonus points. He finished way above Ty Robertson in tonight's standings, which made up the points gap difference. Everett Larson struggled today as well. Several guys made some jump up through the standings. Tesler and Fountain will go backwards. But ladies and gentlemen, Neil Rutt III will be our champion here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for Season 3 of the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. Neil Rutt will win his first championship here ever. We'll see if we can't get a word. Neil, do you have a copy? Go ahead.
We are back here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Breaking news from the admin. A miscalculation here as we reshuffle the standings board. This is how it's going to turn out. The 66 of Neil Rutt will win the Hard Charger Award here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway after driving up 10 spots from where he started, awarding him 20 bonus points, and that will be the difference here tonight, making up the championship here in the Xfinity Series. And Neil Rutt III will now be crowned the Madness Racing League Season 3 champion. As we scoot in here with the number 66 driver of Neil Rutt. Just a chaotic last 10 minutes here, Neil. Kind of walk us through what's going on top of your head and on top of the crew chief box here as you guys were waiting to find out your fate for the championship.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty awesome. You know, it sucks that Ty had a pretty fast car all year. You know, it sucks that he got into some contact early. You know, it's part of racing, like I said before. But pretty ecstatic. We got the championship done. Huge shout out to Dakota, my spotter, for being with me all year, making sure I didn't make any mistakes on pit road or anything like that. Checking my tires when they needed to be unchecked and whatnot. Huge credit to him. Huge credit to you for putting this on. Like I said before, I'm happy to get the championship. It sucks it came in this fashion, but it's pretty cool getting it in my one and done season here. The Xfinity cars. I got the real life priorities coming up, so pretty nice to get it done in our NR3 designs, Outlet Fire and Safety Chevy Camaro, and best of luck to everyone next year.
And that's going to be your Season 3 champion here for the Xfinity Series of the Madness Racing League. Neil, the Ruthless Rutt, driver of the 66, two-time winner this season, closes it up here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, running the race of his life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Rutt III, you heard it from your Season 3 champion right there. Wins it here in a thriller needed to put together the most perfect day possible. 48 points, almost more than he needed to. He made up the difference. And ladies and gentlemen, a well-earned championship here for Neil Rutt, the two-time winner here in Season 4. Ladies and gentlemen, that will give us the opportunity to go and bring up tonight's final results here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, which saw Carter Jackson go to victory lane for the first time here in Season 3. Chase Johnson brings home the second place position, closing there hard in the final closing laps. Michael Durham Jr. will bring home the third place spot here to round out Season 3. Neil Rutt III will bring home the championship trophy after a Hard Charger Award, 10 spots from where he started. He'll finish in the fourth place spot here tonight at 66. Logan Perriman brings home the top 5 here in his Nancy, Kentucky driver in the number 19 Supra, followed by Brandon McAbee from Spartanburg, South Carolina, who jumps in the number 8 for Corey Tesner. And Chase Johnson Racing brings home a solid top 6 performance. Everett Larson brings home the 7th place position in Bristol, Tennessee. Stand up. Everett Larson, involved in the accident earlier, may have cost him the championship here tonight. John Michael Bryant from Greer, South Carolina scores the 8th place position here tonight. That will finish out Season 3 for John Michael Bryant, Nicholas Maynard leads 17 laps here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Caution flag for the first time here tonight belongs to Nicholas Maynard. The ass end of the 02's suspension tore up big time, but he was able to bring it back for a ninth place spot. Andrew Parnell made his debut here tonight in the Xfinity Series, looking to run full-time here in Season 4. Andrew Parnell trying to learn every bit as possible, lap by lap. 3 laps down here tonight, Andrew Parnell and his Red Bull 15 machine. The Toyota Supra will finish here tonight in the top 10 spot. Michael Bonner Jr., the lone soap Ford Mustang, involved in an accident there from the 02 of Nicholas Maynard as well, 2 times from the kid. Michael Bonner Jr. will bring home the 11th place spot after damage earlier here tonight. Ty Robertson involved in that accident back on lap number 17, and he got big time damage to his number 9 machine. That definitely cost him the championship here tonight, no absolutely doubt about it. Dayan Barnes brings home the 13th place position from the Midwest Esports Motorsports machine from Lucoma, North Carolina. Dayan Barnes ran top 5 a little bit earlier here tonight, started around in the 6th and 7th place position. We'll see where he shakes out next season. Ty McIntosh makes his debut here tonight from Asheville, North Carolina on the Xfinity Series. He'll look to run full-time here on the Xfinity Series Season 4. Ty McIntosh sits on the pole here tonight. Virgil Perriman drives the number 42 machine, blows up on lap number 7 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. He will not be happy with his MTL Motorsports team. We'll see what happens here in the coming weeks for the Chavez Kentucky driver as he signs up for Season 4 in the coming weeks. Thomas McLaughlin in the number 38 machine from Elizabeth, Georgia will park it here early here tonight. He'll take the start and park and get his points scored to his total for tonight. That'll round out the Season 3 for Thomas McLaughlin, and that'll round out the final drivers here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That'll do it here, folks, tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. That'll do it for Season 3. We'll bring up the race recap. Carter Jackson wins it here tonight at Las Vegas and spoils the championship party here tonight. 7 different lead changes, especially due to the green flag pit stops. But when it was all said and done, it was Neil Rutt III, the Season 3 champion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're from Union Beach, New Jersey, stand up and celebrate. Neil Rutt wins his first championship here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. That'll do it here tonight on the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That'll give us the opportunity to bring up the Season 4 schedule one more time so you get to peek at it, see if you guys maybe want to come out here and join us in the next coming weeks at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the dual races. We'll kick off Season 4 of the Xfinity Series, 120 laps. We'll see you then, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, for the final time here, we'll bring you up the playoff results. Neil Rutt succeeds and does it here tonight. 458 points scored here for the playoff, and Ty Robertson, even with a 50-point advantage to begin the playoffs, not successful here tonight after involved inside of the accident. He'll finish 10 points behind Neil Rutt after scoring 20 points for the Hard Charger Award. A quiet track here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, reminding you that we are not responsible for your DUIs. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring up the weather result here and show you guys as you lead tonight's Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 84-degree temperature with a 4-mile-per-hour northeast wind coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a clear rest of your night here at Las Vegas, Nevada. That'll do it here for Season 3 on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, live for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Carter Jackson spoils the party, wins the race, but it's Neil Rutt with the dominating performance of his life to win the championship. We'll see you next season.